Welcome, welcome. I was getting used to the new 172 add-on where they put bush wheels on it, and I was playing around at Byrds Adventure Park in Arkansas, and I figured I would just show you what I'm doing, and a recommendation for y'all to check this out as well as the practice aircraft flying into bush airstrips, small grass strips, whatever, um, and have fun doing it. So check it out. This place, Byrds Adventure Center, has I think it's 3 or 4 runways, and there's a little circuit you can do to practice, and they do it like a time thing, and they have fly-ins that people compete to try to see how quick they can do the circuit where they basically take off and land on 4 different runways, and it's challenging, definitely, especially in a 172. I think this has got a bigger engine in it, 210 horsepower. The stock horsepower is 160. Some of them had 180 horsepower. It was very rare in the older ones, but it's much more common in the newer 172s. When I say older, I mean older than the 1980s. And in the 2000s and up, 172s, a lot more of them had the 180 engines in them. But I think this one's got a 210, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong. But it's not the greatest airframe for true STOL, 1,000-foot and under airstrips. So you definitely gotta baby it in to some of these strips, and it's a lot more dramatic than flying the X-Cub. So, all right, so we're already warmed up. We've already been doing a few circuits to get the rust knocked off of me, and let's taxi down and do another run. So I've noticed that this airplane with the larger nose wheel, it requires a lot of back pressure for the turn. Otherwise the front gear will just plow into the ground. And I've noticed that it doesn't matter if it's paved or grass or dirt or whatever. So if you're having issues taxiing this thing, especially doing 180 degree turns to take off, pull some back pressure and see if that helps. And when I get to the end of the runway, I'll show you one other item that I've noticed. Had a heck of a time trying to get this thing started. And I realized that the fuel cutoff valve, they had closed it for some reason. So, but otherwise, this is a 172 with big old tires on it. Alright, so we're lined up on the first runway. We're going to go mixture rich. And this is the valve that I've never used on any 172, 182 before, but for some reason, when you load into this aircraft, that sucker's pulled out. So, alright, so mixture's rich, everything's good. So it's going to be a quick takeoff, set up for landing, and jump into the next airstrip. And we do have some wind, as you see, deal with. I believe it's about 5 knots, so not unreasonable. Alright, so we're gonna swing out here. And full flaps. Oof, got a heck of a tailwind on that one. Alright. So we'll spin it around, flaps are set. Haven't touched anything else. Ooh. Then we'll go to the X runways. That are configured 90 degrees out from each other. Alright, making a left-hand turn. The hardest part is just trying to find them from the air. It is definitely not easy. So I see one. The other one should be... Yep, I got it. Take off. We'll land on the airport, on the runway that is 90 degrees from here. So this one right here. So on the takeoff, and I can't make that approach coming down that hill right there. So I'm gonna have to swing out, come back down the river, and then make a steep left base to final into here. The 172 is just I can't get that glide slope to work in my favor coming down that hill. Slipping it, as you can tell, I kind of tried. But so we'll cut through these trees. Make a 180. Back down the river. I still got first notch of flaps in. Alright, so we are full flaps looking for the river. And I have the runway in sight. Got some sun glare. Whoop. That wind pushed me a little bit and I overshot the center line. I shouldn't let that happen. Okay, so now we finish at the runway that we took off from. There's some white lines that you're supposed to land after it, kind of like a STOL landing competition. So we're up, and airspeed looks good. Overshot the center line, full flaps. Put it in ground effect, and oop, I touched down before it. And you're supposed to stop as quick as you can, and that's it. So that gives you a rundown of the Byrds Adventure Center circuit that they have, which is definitely a lot of fun. Taxi over to the parking. Then we'll fly around the area with the drone to kind of give you an idea of where all just went. So you can see that's the runway that I took off from. And then you fly over here. This is the Adventure Center right here. Place right on the river. That's one of the runways right here. And then the X runway is right here. So one of them is right there, and the last one's right there. So that gives you an overview. It's a beautiful area. It's a great add-on scenery. Enjoy it. If you like your videos like this, check out my channel. It's got a lot of NeoFly missions and other stuff within Microsoft Flight Simulators. So check it out. Subscribe. I'll see you next time.